Our discussion on pricing decision. This topic is about how companies determine the selling price for their products. A quick recap of our last discussion on this topic. We explained that pricing decision is a very sensitive decision for companies to determine the price of their products. That decision is highly sensitive. The price of your product will determine the volume of sales. The price of your products will have impact on your profits. And because the market is highly competitive, the market sector is a very competitive environment. You have to choose your price with caution. We look at the different methods of pricing. Last week we discussed cost plus pricing method. Cost plus pricing method. Under the cost plus pricing method, we have full cost plus pricing method, whereby the cost of a product is calculated, or the price of a product is calculated by taking into account the variable cost. Ayodeji, please, can you mute? By taking into account the variable cost of the product plus the fixed cost of the product. That will now give you the total cost of the product. Thereafter, you are going to add certain percentage markup to the total cost so as to arrive at the selling price. We explain marginal cost plus, whereby only the variable cost of the product is calculated. And a percentage markup is added to the variable cost so as to arrive at the selling price. We now discuss target return on investment pricing method. A target return on investment pricing method, whereby a target return on investment will be added to the total cost of a product so as to arrive at the selling price. That was the discussion last week. And we are able to solve two questions. Tonight, we shall be looking at theoretical approach to pricing. Tonight we shall be discussing theoretical approach to pricing decision. That is economics perspective or economics approach to pricing. Please, as much as possible, let us listen to this explanation. And please, let's check our speaker. Like Jamil's speaker now. It's not impossible that your speaker is even up. You are not aware. Please, let's occasionally check your speaker. All right. From microeconomic viewpoints, from economist viewpoints, a firm should set a selling price that maximizes its profits. Because the company is in business to maximize profits. Therefore, we have agreed that companies are in business with the primary objective of maximizing the wealth of the shareholders. And to maximize the wealth of the shareholders, you must maximize your profits. Therefore, economists believe that companies should set a price, a selling price that maximizes its profits. Now the question is, what selling price will maximize a company's profits? The question will be, what is the selling price as a charge my customer that will maximize my profits based on economic view? The price at which the level of sales, the price is at the level of sales where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. The price that will maximize profits is that price at the level of sales where the marginal revenue equals to the marginal cost. That means I'm going to look for that price at a level of sales where the marginal revenue, my marginal revenue will equal to my marginal cost. The next question will be, what is marginal revenue? What is marginal cost? Please follow the sequence. The next question will be, I'm aware that for me to maximize profits, my marginal revenue should equal to my marginal cost based on economic theory. Now, the next question you are going to ask yourself is, what is marginal revenue? What is marginal cost? Marginal cost is the additional cost incurred by the production of one extra unit of the company's products. Marginal cost. The additional cost incurred as a result of producing one extra unit of products. Next, what is marginal revenue? Marginal revenue is the additional revenue achieved or earned. Additional revenue achieved or earned by selling one extra unit. We have defined marginal revenue. We have defined marginal cost. The next discussion will be, how can I calculate marginal cost? How can I calculate marginal revenue? Please follow the sequence. We have defined marginal cost now. We have defined marginal revenue. Your next discussion will be, how can I calculate my marginal cost? Marginal cost is taken as the summation of all variable costs. Marginal cost is calculated as the addition of all your variable costs. That is very direct. Just pick your variable costs, add all the variable costs together. That will give you your marginal cost. Next, how do I calculate marginal revenue? Your marginal revenue is calculated from your total revenue. Your marginal revenue is calculated from the total revenue by using differential calculus. Marginal revenue is calculated by differentiating the expression for total revenue with respect to quantity. Marginal revenue is found by differentiating the expression of the revenue function with respect to quantity. Some of us should be familiar with differential calculus. While some of us might not be too familiar with it. However, on this platform, we are going to try to explain it. What we require is get your total revenue. When you get your total revenue, you are going to differentiate your total revenue with respect to quantity. That will give you your marginal revenue. We can now ask ourselves, how do we determine total revenue? We can ask ourselves, how do we determine total revenue? Total revenue is price multiplied by quantity. I'm very sure we are familiar with this. The total revenue, the selling price per unit, multiplied by the quantity sold. I'm very sure we are familiar with this. Once you get your total revenue, then you are going to differentiate your total revenue with respect to quantity. Let me explain this aspect before I move on. Okay, look at it. To get your total revenue, you are going to start from your price function. Your price function is also called your demand function. If you look at your screen, the price function or price equation is given as P is equal to A plus BQ. P is equal to A plus BQ, where letter P represents price per unit. Small letter A represents the selling price at which, please, Joseph, can you mute? While small letter A represents the selling price at which quantity will be, demand will be zero. That small letter A, that is the price at which no customer will demand for the product. Demand will be zero. Your letter B is equal to, there's a negative sign here, minus change in price over change in quantity. That minus comes with that formula. That minus shows that there's inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. The negative sign represents an inverse relationship between price and quantity. You recall from our economic theory or from demand theory, the higher the price, the lower the demand. And the lower the price, the higher the demand. That means relationship between price and quantity is opposite direction, negative direction. If price is rising, demand will fall. That means they go in opposite direction. If price is falling, demand will rise. That negative sign represents the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. While your letter Q represents quantity demanded. That is the price function. Your revenue function, let's continue with the class. Please occasionally check your device, particularly the speaker, and try to mute If you have any question, you can indicate by raising up your hand. All right. We have defined revenue as price multiplied by quantity. And initially we said price is equal to A plus BQ. You can remove this P and substitute the price function, A plus BQ. That will give you your total revenue function. To get your marginal revenue, you are going to differentiate your total revenue function. All right? We are good with the explanation. While we await your question or comments, please go to page 72/73 of your study pack. We shall start with question number 1. While we await any question, go to page 72, starting with question number 1. HS or thereabouts. Please confirm the question. If there's no question with this question, please. Please, can you confirm? Can somebody confirm the page?
HS manufacturing component, manufacturer component.
Yes. It's HS manufacturing company, yes.
Page 71, sir.
Page 71, thank you.
Illustration 1.
Illustration 1, thank you. All right, good to go. We are good to move.
Yes, sir.
HS manufactures components for use in computers. The business operates in a highly competitive market where there's large number of manufacturers of similar components. HF is considering its pricing strategy for the next 12 months. For one of its components, the managing director seek your advice to determine the selling price that will maximize profit. Look at this. The managing director seek your advice. Meaning, the managing director has come to you for advice. Advise me on the selling price that will maximize my profit to be made during the period. You have been given the following data. Market demand. The current market price of the component is 1,350. Please note, this is not the price that maximizes profits. This is the price the company is charging currently. At this price, the average weekly demand for the last 4 weeks has been 8,000 components at a price of 1,350. Quantity demanded is 8,000 units. An analysis of the market shows that for every 50 naira reduction in selling price, the demand will increase by 1,000 components per week. And for every 50 naira increase in price, the demand will fall by 1,000 components. Change in price, as the price is rising, demand fall. As the price fall, demand will rise. Cost data. The direct material cost for each component is 217. This price is of 6 price contracts with the material supplier, and the contract does not expire for another year. Production, labor, and conversion costs, together with other overhead costs and corresponding output volume, has been collected for the last 4 weeks. And they are as follows. Look at the table. Week 1, volume is 9,400 units. The cost is 7 million. That cost includes production cost, labor cost, conversion cost, and other overhead costs. We have for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. No significant changes in cost behavior are expected in the next 12 weeks. Requirements A or requirements 1. Calculate the optimum profit maximizing selling price of the components for the period. The question says, calculate for us optimum profit maximizing selling price. That is the selling price that will maximize our profits. You now ask yourself, if I want to maximize my profits, what price should I charge? What selling price should I charge my customer? That price at which the level of sales, the price is at the level of sales where marginal cost equals marginal revenue. That means for me to solve this question, I need to calculate marginal revenue. I need to calculate marginal cost. I will now equate the two. At the point of equation, there's going to be a level of sales. And there's going to be a level of price. All right, any question, please? Before we go into solution. Any question, please? All right. Just by the wayside, you are likely to question for this environment, this diet. You are likely to have one question from this environment, this diet. All right. We go to the business. Let's pick our pen. Now look at it, the starting point. I want to calculate optimum profit maximizing selling price. The optimum profit maximizing selling price is where marginal revenue equals to my marginal cost. Hence, I need to calculate calculation of marginal revenue. That is MR. To start with, you are going to start with your price function or demand function. Your price function is P is equal to A plus BQ, where your P is the price. Now check the question. What is the current price of the components? Look at it, please. The current price of the component is 1,350 and the demand is 8,000 units. Come here, pick your P. Currently the price is 1,350. Your small letter A, the price at which demand is 0. We don't know yet. Next, your B, change in price over change in quantity. Please check the question. What is the change in price? Look at it here, please. An analysis of the market shows that for every 50 naira reduction in price, that means if price to change by 50 naira, demand will change by how many? 1,000. Can you see? Pick this. Our change in price minus 50 over 1,000. Please divide this. 50 divided by 1,000. That will give me negative 0.05. Is that not, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your Q quantity is 8,000 components at a price of 1,350. The quantity demand is 8,000 components. You can now return. First, you need to determine the price at which demand will be 0. We said price is equal to A plus BQ. Currently, my price, my P is 1,350 is equal to my A, unknown. My B is negative 0.05. My Q currently is 8,000. With this equation, we can determine small letter A. 1,350 is equal to A plus negative multiplied by plus. That will give me negative.
Negative.
.05 multiplied by 8,000. Please, what do you have?
400.
400. You can now determine value of A. A is equal to I'll collect like terms. 1,350 plus 400. That means A is 1,750. You have gotten your A. You can now go back and substitute. First is you need to get your A and B. You can go back and substitute that my price function is equal to A is now 1,750. Our B is negative 0.05. That negative will change the sign here. Because negative multiplied by positive will give us negative. Our 0.05 Q. This is your price function. Price is equal to 1,750 minus 0.05 minus 0.05 Q. This is your price function. It's also called demand function. So you are going to derive your price function first. You are going to derive the price function first. When we say derive the price function, you are going to get value for letter A and value for letter B. When we say derive your price function, you are going to derive a value. You are going to calculate a value for small letter A and a value for small letter B. The value for small letter B will give you negative sign. Any question, please? When you are done with the price function, you now go to your revenue function. When you are done with your price function, you now go to your revenue what? Your revenue function. Our revenue is price multiplied quantity. P multiplied Q. Look at it. Revenue is P multiplied by Q. And you have calculated P to be 1,750 minus 0.05 Q. Now you are going to remove this letter P and substitute this function in. That means our total revenue is equal to 1750 minus 0.05 Q multiplied by Q. You can put this in brackets. We can expand this. Q multiplied by 1,750. That will give me 1,750 Q. My minus sign. Q multiplied by 0.05 Q. That will give me 0.05 Q squared. You have gotten your total revenue function. From your total revenue, you can now derive your marginal revenue. Please follow the sequence. From your total revenue, you can derive your marginal revenue through a process called differential calculus. Differentiating the expression of the total revenue with respect to the quantity. Differentiating the expression of the total revenue with respect to quantity. How do we do this? Please don't be disturbed by the noise of differential calculus. Just try to master how to do it. Just master it. Go and pass your exam. Look at how to do it. You pick your total revenue. Total revenue is equal to 1750 Q minus 0.05 Q squared. Now start from the first. Remember that this Q, it has 1 up here. Q raised to power 1 is also Q. Under the law of indices, any number raised to power 1 is equal to that number. So if I put 1 here, I have not changed anything. There is a power of 1 there. It won't change anything. That figure up, this is called the power. The figure in the front of your variable is called the coefficient. This figure up is called the power. The power, the figure at the front of your variable. The variable is Q. The figure at the front of the variable is called coefficient. Now, you are going to multiply the power by the coefficient. In this case, 1 multiplied by 1,750. That will give me 1,750. Then you are going to deduct 1 from the coefficient, 1 from the power. That is how to do differential calculus. Multiply the power by the coefficient, then deduct 1 from the power. 1 minus 1 will give us 0. That will now give you q raised to power 0. Now, under the law of indices, any number raised to power 0 is what?
1.
Thank you. Under the law of indices, any figure raised to power 0 will be 1. That means this q will be 1 here. Now say multiply by 1. That will not change anything. This q has turned to 1. And 1 multiplied by 1750 will not change anything. Q raised to power 0 has become 1. So that means you are done with this q now. Then take your minus sign. Come to the second figure. Here we have power of 2. This is power of 2. The power multiplied by the coefficient. The coefficient here is 0.05. 2 multiplied by 0.05. What do you have?
0.1.
0.1. Then minus 1 from the power. 2 minus 1. That will give me
1.
q raised to power what? 1.
1.
Under the law of indices, any number, any figure raised to power 1 will give me what?
The same number.
That figure, thank you. You have gotten your marginal revenue. The marginal revenue is equal to 1750 minus 0.1 q. You have derived your marginal revenue from your total revenue function through a process called differential calculus. So please, what I have done, that is how to carry out differentiation. For this your exam, you are not required to prove, you don't require formula to be proving this differential calculus. Just master how we have calculated it. Go and pass your exam first. All right, any question, please? We have gotten marginal revenue. Now, if there's no question, okay. The dean of
yes,
which
sir.
faculty now?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This differentiation is getting me a little bit unsettled. I think this is you have already differentiated for us in the explanation. Can't we just input the figure direct instead of going through all these ones?
I didn't get. Have I done it for you before?
Yes, now you gave us the differentiation before. Like it now has like a normal formula like that. That time you gave us that's MR is equal to A minus, is it minus or plus 2BQ?
I didn't get that. To MR is equal to what?
Sir, scroll up. Sorry, so just scroll up, sir. There's a place yes. There's a place you do the differentiation that time when you were. Okay, I think this place. Okay.
Yes, practice already seen.
No, it's
not. Which
not.
one? This one?
Yes, I thought you differentiated for us that time. You explain it. Yeah.
I only get the formula here now. Marginal
Okay.
revenue is equal to differentiation of total revenue to quantity.
Okay.
But this is just the formula now. But and how to now apply the formula? I have to
Yes,
show
sir.
you now.
Oh, God. Okay.
You know what?
Mm.
By the time you solve 2 questions, it will get better. Just try to master what we have done. You know, if I say 5 raised to power 1 is what? If I write 5 and I say
It's still
5, it's still 5 now. But hey, look at it.
Yes.
If I do like this, Johnson, please hold. If I do like this, 5 is then as 5 raised to power 1. Is that not?
Yes, sir.
So if you come here now, that means there's 1 here for every figure, except the examiner say otherwise. This is raised to 1. But here I cannot say raised to power 1 because the power, this is raised to power 1 here. Because there's no figure here before. I'll just say raised to power 1. But there's figure here already. I can't change this to power 1 because the power here is 2. So if you want to do it, the power multiplied by the coefficient, then deduct 1 from the coefficient. You can write it down.
Okay.
The power of the variable multiplied by the coefficient of the variable, then deduct 1 from the power. That's all. The power of the variable multiplied by the coefficient of the variable, then deduct 1 from the power. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, Johnson.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Please, I need to go back. Okay. Sir, I will need you to do a recap because it's as if you are doing magic.
Okay, please, Johnson, note this down.
Sir.
To calculate differential calculus, please, everybody can note it down. To calculate differential calculus, multiply the power of the variable by the coefficient of the variable. Thereafter, deduct 1 from the power. Multiply the power of the variable by the coefficient of the variable. Thereafter, deduct 1 from the power. All right. When we get to the second question, so that we can manage the time very well, because if you are not careful with your time, so please let us note that down. So if you look at this, the power of this variable here is 1. Here there's 1 here. Multiply the power by the coefficient. Deduct 1 from the power. 1 multiplied by 1,750. That will give me 1,750. Deduct 1 from this power. 1 minus 1, that will give me 0. That means Q raised to power 0. Under the law of indices, any number raised to power 0 will give you 1. That means this letter Q is gone. It has become 1. Come here. The power here is 2. Multiply the power by the coefficient. 2 multiplied by 0.05. That will give me 0.1. Deduct 1 from the power. 2 minus 1. That will give me 1. That means we are left with q raised to power 1. Under the law of indices, any number raised to power 1 is equal to that number. Q raised to power 1 is equal to q. Is q. Sorry. Yeah, it's equal to q. And q raised to power 0 is equal to 1. You are done. You can now go and get your marginal cost. Your marginal cost is the addition of all your variable costs. Your marginal cost is the summation of all your variable costs. Just go to the question. Where are the variable costs? Look at the cost. Direct material cost of each component is 270. Pick that. My direct material cost is equal to 270. Next. Look at next. Production, labor, and conversion cost, together with other overhead costs and the corresponding output volume, has been collected for the last 4 years. And they are look at it. You have week 1 to 4. You have different activity level. This cost here, it includes 4 items. All the costs here include production cost, labor cost, conversion cost, and other variable overhead. If you look at it, you have highest level. Look at week 1. The production volume was 9,400. Total cost here is 7 million. Look at week 4. The volume was 7,300. Total cost 5,446,000. That means you have highest level and lowest level. You can use the high and low method to determine the variable element of cost. This cost, we are not sure if it is variable, or it is fixed, or it is mixed cost. But we can use high and low method to determine the level of variable cost included in this production cost, this labor cost, this conversion cost. Examiner will not tell you. You are the one that will figure it out. Since, remember when we are treating cost estimation, we listed the condition for high and low. We said you can use high and low method to estimate cost, provided there's activity at the highest level and there's activity at the lowest level. You can now adopt this. Examiner has given you activity at the highest level and lowest level. We can now use high and low method to calculate other variable costs. So please, you are the one that will figure it out. So do not say, examiner didn't tell me. No. It's like saying it's raining now. You don't need anybody to tell you that it is raining. You must find a way to protect yourself. So you can come here. High and low methods. Using high / low cost estimation method. At the highest level, production was 9,400. This is units. Total year. These costs include production, labor, conversion costs. This is 7 million. At the lowest level, output was 7,300. Cost here is 5,446,000. What next? Differences in outputs. Please calculate. 9,400 minus 73.
2,100.
2,100. Abi?
Yes, sir.
Differences in cost. 7
1
million
million.
minus 5 million. 446.
1,454,000.
1 million.
554,000.
Other variable cost per unit is equal to differences in cost divided by differences in volume. That is 1,554,000 divided by 2,100 units. That will give you other variable cost per unit.
740 per unit.
That is 740 naira. Please, you don't need to be looking for fixed cost. So remember, what you calculate is your marginal cost. For this question, you are only interested in the variable cost. So there will not be any need to start calculating total fixed cost. You have nothing that, just return back here. You can return here. Please, just 1 minute. Sorry for that break. I have an urgent call outside, but let's continue. So, like I was saying, once you have derived your other variable cost, just return back. That means our marginal cost, addition of all variable costs, that will give me 270 plus 740, 1010. You have gotten marginal cost, you have gotten marginal revenue. You have gotten your marginal cost, you have gotten your marginal revenue. Remember to calculate, look at it, to determine that profit that we maximize, to determine that selling price that will maximize your profit. You must get your marginal revenue, you must get your marginal cost. You now equate the two. Recall, our marginal revenue is 1750 minus 0.05 Q. Our marginal cost is 1010. We can equate these two. Marginal revenue equal marginal cost. That is 1750. Oh, sorry, this is, you didn't correct me.
I was looking at it too. I say, hey.
We're looking at it. Abby, you have corrected me now. I was trying to manage the time. So actually, you can solve two questions. Our marginal revenue is 1750 minus 0.1 Q minus 0.1 Q is equal to 1010. Please find your letter Q. Your letter Q represents the quantity that will maximize profit. What do? We can collect light terms, is that not?
Yes, sir.
Let me expand this more. We can collect light terms. We can do like this. 1750. No, there's no point doing that. I can do like this now. Negative 0.1 Q is equal to 1010 minus, look at it, this will go to the back here, become minus 1750 negative 10 Q. Please find the difference between these two. That should give you negative 740. Is that not it?
Yes, sir.
Negative, we cancel out negative. You now have your Q because you are now left with.
Can divide both sides by 0.1.
Yeah. No, I know, just to show it, because if you are dealing with online class, you can't see the student, they can't see you. So we now have this. So I can divide both sides by 0.1, 0.1. This will cancel out. Please divide. My Q is equal to what?
7,400 units.
Thank you. That is the level of sales, the output that we maximize profits. Our Q is equal to 7,400 units. That is the level of sales that we maximize profits. If you look at the question, currently the company sold 8,000 units. That level of sales is not maximizing profits. At a price of 1,350, demand level of sales is 8,000 components. That level is not giving us the highest profit. You have derived the level of sales that will maximize profit. You can now return the optimum selling price. Remember the price function as computed before. Look at our price function. P is equal to 1,750 minus 0.01 Q. This is the price function. Please don't take this, so don't forget. This is marginal revenue. Pick your price function. Your price function is P is equal to 1,750 minus 0.05 Q. Now your Q is 7,400. That means P is 1,750 minus 0.05 bracket what? Remove this Q here. Introduce 7,400. Please work this out. What is P?
So we have 370 naira.
370. Our P is what? 1,387. You have gotten the optimum selling price. This is the price. This is what called the optimum price. If this company wants to maximize profit, if you set a selling price of 1,380 per component, quantity sold will fall to 7,400, but the profit will be maximized. You are done with requirement A. They just try. We have tried to. I've tried to exhaust my energy on this. If you look at the B part or the second part of the question, it says identify and explain 3 reasons why it may not be appropriate for HS to use this theoretical pricing model in practice. Why is this model not appropriate in practice? The answer is here also. That's the limitation of theoretical pricing model. You cannot use this method to calculate selling price for your product in practice. because of the limitation of the model. One of them is it is difficult to determine the price at which the demand will be zero. In practice, how do you calculate a selling price that nobody will buy your products? It is difficult to determine the price at which demand will be zero in practice. Number two is that it is also difficult to estimate what the demand function will be or what the price function will be. You can set a selling price, but can you determine how many customers will buy? Hello? You can set a selling price for your products, but can you determine what the demand will be? Hello, guys.
No, sir.
It's very difficult. So that demand curve cannot be predicted. I can say, come on, I can set a selling price for this class, that we are going to charge this price for this lecture, per lecture or per subject. I can say 50,000 naira. But can I determine the number of students that we enroll? Automatically, I cannot predict how many students we enroll at a price of 50,000. Even if I set 5,000 naira per subject, I cannot predict how many students we still enroll at 5,000. So estimating demand curve for a product is very difficult in practice. And that is why this theoretical model is not realistic in practice. Number three is also that most organizations will pursue a target profit rather than theoretical maximum profit. Most companies will set a target profit. That, okay, want to achieve this target profit at the end of the financial year. No company will say, let me look for maximum theoretical profits. So you can look at this, right? Any question, please? So, all right, you can note your...
Sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry for dragging you back. Oh, it's just this. I'm trying to follow because the way you are doing it, I'm jotting this thing down. But I got to this place that you got this that's a price function. That,
okay.
Yes.
I won't go back to it. So I will use this question to explain it.
Okay, no problem.
You understand this?
Or maybe I will chat you after the class, yeah.
No, I will no, just follow this question. You see, if you are not smart with your exam, even this ICAN exam, if you are not smart with it, even in the exam hall, that 3 hours, if you are not very smart, if you don't approach your question with smartness, you can be on one question for 2 hours. So I'm not throwing away your question, no. I'm only saying that to maximize this time, we are going to use the second question to explain it. I know very well that for the first question, most of the students might not get up to 50%. And we know. knowledge is acquired through a process of learning curve. The more you solve different questions, the more they get used to it. Please, just 1 minute. So I'm going to use, I have an urgence issue I have to attend to. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Now let's look at this second question. Check your study pack. That should be question illustration 3, page 72. Is and Co. Please confirm you can see the question.
Illustration 3, sir. Yes, sir.
70 what, please?
72, sir. Illustration
Oh,
3.
72, 73, yes. All right. All right. Let's go to this question quickly. Is and Co. specializes in the production of a range of air conditioning appliances for the industrial premises. Okay. It is about to launch a new product, the energy booster. A unique air conditioning unit which is capable of providing unprecedented level of air conditioning using a minimal amount of electricity. The technology used in the energy booster is unique. So ICAN has patented it so that no competitor can enter the market for 2 years. The company's development costs have been high and is expected to have, it is expected that the product will have only a 5-year life cycle. Next paragraph. So, he's now trying to ascertain the best pricing policy that they should adopt for the energy booster launch onto the market. Demand is very responsive to price changes, and research has established that for every 15 naira increase in price, demand will be expected to fall by 1,000. Can you see that? If price change by 15 naira, demand will change by 1,000 units. If the company sets the price of 735 naira, only 1,000 units will be demanded. The cost of producing each air conditioning unit as follows. Material cost 42 naira, labor cost 12 naira, in brackets 1.5 hours at a rate of at 8 naira per hour. Fixed overhead 6 naira. Notes. See notes below. Look at the notes. The first air conditioning unit took 1.5 hours to make. Labor cost 8 naira per hour. A 95% learning curve exists in relation to production of the units. Although the learning curve is expected to finish after making 100 units. ICAN management have said that any pricing decision, please, you are going to note this. You are, in addition to other information, you are going to deliberately note this. ICAN management have said any pricing decision about the energy booster should be based on the time it takes to make the 100 units of the product. You have been told that the learning coefficient is B is equal to this information. All other costs are expected to remain the same up to the maximum demand level. Okay. Requirements 1A. Establish the demand function in brackets equation for air conditioning units. Please note, demand function is the same as the price function. The person that asked me the question last, how do we get the price function? Please look at it again. In this requirements A, we are required to establish price function. Price function is the same as the demand function. Please, I'm going to use this to also explain how we have calculated price function. The method of calculation will not change. The principle will not change. It is only the figures that will change. Once you understand this, you can refer back to the first question we solved. All right? Let us go to A. Now, please look at it. The demand function is equal to, P is equal to A plus BQ. That is the function of your price. Meaning the price of a product is equal to the price at which demand is 0 plus the gradient plus multiplied by the quantity. The price of a product is equal to A plus BQ, where P represents the price. Small letter A represents the price at which demand is 0. This price is not attached to any quantity. Your letter B represents change in price over change in quantity. And this comes with a minus. Minus change in price over change in quantity. And we explained that this minus means that relationship between price and quantity is inverse in nature. As your price increase, the quantity will fall. That shows a negative relationship. That is why you have negative sign there. Your Q is your quantity. All right, let us calculate now. For this question, the price P is equal to, at a price of 735. Let's go to it. Let's go to it, please. Look at it here. If the company sets the price of 735 naira, only 1,000 units will be demanded. That means P is 735. Our Q is what, please? 1,000 units. Our small letter R, price at which demand is 0. We don't know this price yet. We put question mark. We do not know this price yet. You are going to put a question mark. Our small letter B minus change in price over change in quantity. Please go to the question. What is the change in price?
10 naira.
Wow. Please, can this person mute? That's amazing. Obodo success, please, can you mute? Look at this. For every 15 naira increase in price, what will happen to demand? What will happen to demand?
Demand will fall by 1,000 units.
That means change in price 15 naira. Change in demand how much? 1,000
units.
Return to the working sheet or the working page. Our B is equal to negative 15 divided by 1,000. Please work this out. What do you have? Negative 0.015. You have gotten your B. With this equation, P is equal to A plus BQ. I know P, I know B, I know Q. I can get my unknown. Return here. P is equal to A plus BQ. Our P is 735. Our A is unknown. Our B is negative 0.015. Our Q at a price of at a price of 735, demand is 1,000 units. Quantity is 1000. What is A, please? What is A?
Minus 15.
Thank you. Please. This becomes 735 is equal to A plus times minus. That will give me minus 0.015 multiplied by 1,000. That will give me 15. What is A? You can collect like time. This is a negative here. 15 will cross here. That becomes 75 plus 15 is equal to A. Therefore, A is what, please?
750.
A is equal to 750. You have gotten that price at which demand for this product will be 0. You can now go back to your price equation. P is equal to, now A, we know A now. A is 750. Our B is negative 0.015. That may have plus bracket negative 0.015 Q. This will change. Our P is equal to 750 minus 0.015 Q. You have gotten the demand on A Roma figure 2. Calculate marginal cost for each air conditioning unit after adjusting the labor cost as required by the node. Please look at this question. Calculate the marginal cost for each air conditioning unit. So my question to the class is, how do we calculate marginal cost?
We differentiate total revenue. I mean total TR.
We differentiate.
How do we calculate marginal cost?
Okay, marginal cost, all the variable costs.
We are going to pick all the variable costs. That's very good. But look at the clause here. After adjusting the labor cost as required by the notes above. So we are supposed to pick all our variable costs and add together. But there is a clause to that labor cost. Look at the clause. The examiner say labor cost. Look at it. Assuming there is no clause here, we'll just pick direct material, direct labor. That's our variable cost. But there's a clause here. It said labor cost, 12 naira in brackets, 1.5 hours at 8 naira per hour. See note. Now look at the notes. The first air conditioning unit took 1.5 hours to make. And labor cost 8 naira per hour. A learning curve exists in relation to the production of the unit. Although the learning curve is expected to finish after making 100 units. ICAN co-management have said that any pricing decision about the energy booster should be based on the time it takes to make the 100 units of the product. This 1.5 hours is the time to produce the first unit. But I'm told to use time it takes to make the what? The 100, that last unit that will complete 100. This 1.5 hour is the time used to produce the first air condition. I require the time taken to produce that last unit that will complete 100 air conditions. Examiner has introduced learning curve. I'll try to explain this because it's a topic on its own. Learning curve is a topic on its own. It has to do with labor. Let me explain briefly. Learning curve says where an employee is engaged in repetitive tasks. Where an employee is engaged in repetitive tasks, the employee will acquire experience over time. The employee will acquire expertise over time. The employee will gain skills over time. And the hours spent on production will continue to reduce because the employee is gaining improvements on the job. The hour will tend to reduce until there is stability. It's like saying you have hired a new staff. If you engage a new staff, for the first time, that employee will spend more hours on the job because he's not used to it. He's new to it. Over time, as the employee is doing the same job every day, a repetitive task, the employee will acquire experience, expertise, skills, and proficiency. And the hours spent doing the job will continue to fall. We can now calculate that fall in hours. For this question, it will take 100 units. 100 units is for learning. So I want to know the time to produce the last unit that will complete 100. You can use formula for this. Look at this. The marginal cost for each air conditioning. We need to first adjust the labor cost per unit, taking into account the learning curve. We need to calculate labor cost per unit of air conditioning for the 100. That is the last unit that will complete 100. To do that, there is a learning formula. Look at the formula. Please just try. Examiner has brought another topic to me. I'll try to explain it. Also bear in mind, you are still going to treat this topic Learning curve is a topic on its own. But I need to explain this aspect. This is the formula. Y is equal to AX raised to power B. Your letter Y is cumulative average labor time per unit. Small letter A is the labor time for the first unit. Your letter X is cumulative number of units produced within the learning process. For this question, examiner say 100 units. And your letter B is the learning coefficient. Your letter B is the learning coefficient. So let me try to apply this. You observe that deliberately I'm trying to slow down. Once you understand it, you can navigate anyhow. Your first working is calculate the total time to produce first 100 units. Your first working will be let me take my pen. The first working will be calculate total time taken to produce first 100 units. To do that, you have your Y is equal to AS raised to power B, where Y is cumulative average time per unit. Your A, look at it. Labor time for the first unit. If you go to the question, examiner says so as to save time. Examiner says the first air conditioning unit took 1.5 hours. That means my letter A is 1.5. My letter X, Number of units produced within the learning process. We said first 100 units. This is 100. My letter B, negative 0.0740005. That is the learning coefficient at 95%. You can now determine what is Y. What is the average time? What is the cumulative average time per unit? You can calculate the cumulative average time per unit now. Just do like this. Y is equal to 1.5 multiplied by 100 raised to power negative 0.074005. Please compute what is Y. Apply your calculator.
1.0668 approximately 2.
Thank you. That is the cumulative average time per unit. And I want to get total time for 100 units. I want to get total time. Now look at it. Total time for 100 units is equal to 100 multiplied by 1.0668. That will give me what, please?
106.68
hours. You have gotten the total time for first 100 units. You have gotten the total time for first 100 units. Your second working is total time for the first 99 units. Your second working is total time taken for the first 99 units. The only thing that we check, come to the formula. A S equal raised to power B. Your A is still 1.5 multiplied by your S is now 99. I want to get the total time for first 99. Your B will not change. Negative 0.0740005. Calculate the time for first 99.
1.0676.
76. Then total time for first 99. Total time for first 99 units. That becomes 99 multiplied by 1.0676. What do you have, please?
105.69.
105.69 hours. Now, the last working. Time taken to produce on, look at the TH, 100 units. That one unit that we complete 100. I want to know that time taken to produce the hundreds. That one unit that will make it 100 units. To do that, time taken for first night, time taken for first 100 minus time taken for first 99. That will give you time taken for the hundredths.
0.
That will do like this. I will have 106.86 minus 105.69. That will give me what, please?
0.99.
0.99 hours. You know, if you are producing, you want to produce 100, you are going to start from 1, then 2, 3, you now get to 9, you get to 99. You need to produce one more that will give you 100. If I produce 1 plus 99, that will give me 100. I want to know that time, the time that it will take me to produce just 1 unit, that will complete 100. To get that, you are going to first get total time for 100, then total time for 99, difference between total time for 100 and total time for 99 will give you time for that last unit. Look at it. Please, let's try. The question says, look at it. Management have said that any pricing decision about the energy booster should be based on the time taken to make the 100 units. That is the last unit that we complete 100. We have gotten the time. You can now calculate your marginal cost now. Direct labor cost, look at the question, is 42 naira. Let me show you. Yes, time is well spent, but it's better that I explain this. The raw material, 42. Direct labor, I have to change this 1.5. I'll remove 1.5 and introduce 0.99. This 1.5 is the time to produce the first unit. But I require the time to produce the last unit that will complete 100. I'll now go to my labor cost. Labor, 0.99 hour at the rate of 8 naira per labor hour. Please multiply. 0.9 multiplied by 8.
7.92.
7.92. You can get your marginal cost now. Summation. 49.2. You have gotten your marginal cost. So you have gotten your marginal cost. You have gotten your marginal cost. Sure, we are still trying to process everything, but sincerely, if you don't manage the class very well, if you don't manage your time very well, we know the dynamics of ICAN. The syllabus is wide, the period is short, and that should not be an excuse. You can write and pass at one sitting. The challenges is there, we know. But never focus on challenges. Please give me 5 minutes. Let me quickly round up. The C part says equate marginal cost to marginal revenue. To determine the price and quantity, we have calculated marginal cost. We have gotten the demand function, that is the price function. If you check working A, our price function is, look at it, 750 minus 0.015 Q. I can get revenue function, is that not? So I can round up this question for you. It doesn't make sense to be coming back to this question. Look at it, please. Total revenue is price multiplied by Q. My P is equal to 750 minus 0.015 Q. This is calculated in Area figure 1. I can remove P here. That my total revenue is equal to 750 minus 0.015 Q multiplied by Q in bracket. My total revenue, open the brackets, Q multiplied by 750, 750 Q, then minus Q multiplied by 0.015 Q, 0.015 Q square. You have gotten your total revenue function. You can determine marginal revenue now. Is that not, please?
Yes, sir.
Our marginal revenue. Please look up again. You have raised to power 1 here. The power multiplied by the coefficient. 1 multiplied by 750. That will give me 750. Then deduct 1 from the power. Is that not, please?
Yes, sir.
That means I'm left with what? Q raised to power what? 0. Is that not, please?
Yes, sir.
N number raised to power 0 is equal to 1. If I come here, this is raised to power 2. 2 multiplied by the coefficient. 2 multiplied by 0.015. What do you have, please?
0.03.
Deduct 1 from the coefficient.
1.
You are left with what?
1.
Q raised to power 1. N number raised to power 1 is equal to that number. This is Q. You have gotten your marginal revenue function. Equate marginal cost and marginal revenue. Our marginal cost, marginal revenue equal marginal cost. 750 bracket 0.03 Q is equal to marginal cost 49.92. Please, what is Q? Please, what is Q?
We're working on it. 0.92
You can do like this.
divided
Collect light terms.
by 0.03.
Negative 0.03 Q is equal to 49.92 minus 750.
49.
Negative 0.03 Q is equal to negative what? 700 point what? 08.
The answer is 23,336 naira.
Correct. But let me show it here.
Okay.
I will divide. Let me pick my pen. Negative, we cut out negative. Then divide both sides by 0.03. Divide by 0.03. This will cut out this. Q is equal to 23,336. You have gotten the quantity. This is the units. That is the quantity that will maximize profits. Examiner say equate marginal revenue and marginal cost so as to calculate price and quantity. You have gotten your quantity. You can calculate your price. We are done. Go to the price function. Our price function is P is equal to 750 minus 0.015 Q. Let me refer you to it. Is here. And look at it, the price function. We calculated in A1. Then my P is equal to 750 bracket 0.05. Now the quantity is 23,336. 23,336. What is the price, please? At a point of equation, what is the price? What is the quantity?
The price now will be
399.
399.96.
It's actually 400.
Okay,
Approximately.
96.
Our
Wow.
P is equal to 750. If you look at this, multiply, I'm going to get approximately 400. Abi? No.
No,
sir.
350.09.
350, thank you.
350.04.
That approximately 350.
350.
They are approximately 350. Therefore, my P is 400. That is the price. At a point where marginal revenue equal to marginal cost, the price will be 400, quantity will be 23,336. You are done with it. The last aspect is just notes. So you can, I will just read, we can move out. We have taken 10 minutes extra, but it's worth it. It does not make sense to come back to this next week. It does not make sense. Look at the last aspect. Explain what is meant by a penetration pricing strategy and a market scheming strategy, and discuss whether either strategy might be suitable for ICAN when launching the energy booster. We explained this last week when we solved the question. You can go through it. Market penetration, charging low price so as to achieve higher sales volume. Market scheming, charging high price so as to make higher profit at the early stage. Please go through this. Please ensure you review it. The question that will be texted, you can best me. All the topic that will be tested will be discussed on this platform. It is less for individual to try and drive it. All right. Sorry for taking your time, like 10 minutes extra. I will be checking out. Some has even left us. You'll watch the video tomorrow. All right, any question?
No question. I think I understand now, sir.
All right.
Thank you,
May God give us a better understanding.
sir. Amen.
All right, good night and remain blessed.
Thank you, sir.